That would be so funny. What? Oh my God. Lindsay.
Shabbat Shalom. So if you want, when I say Shabbat Shalom, you can say Shabbat Shalom. So Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Today is perfect. Okay, welcome as we celebrate Shabbat and celebrate the coming of age of two absolutely wonderful young men, Griffin and Max. In front of most of you is a blue prayer book. And so I'm going to orient you in the prayer book. Before we do that, if you don't mind, please, turning off your electronic devices, okay? A really outstanding recording is being made of the service. We want you to be present. So I don't want anyone looking at a screen. Now, this is the screen right here. And you can't touch it, right? It's not a touch screen. You just have to be present. And our prayer book, if you're in a front row with no seats in front of you, is underneath you. We're going to start on page 290. Actually, 289. And I'm going to invite up your grandmas, Racile and Susan, to come with Greg to present you with your talit. Okay, let me see. So you're each gonna, what's your plan? Each gonna hold one, right? She's gonna put both.
I'll put them both on because she has to.
Right, okay, so I'll give you one at a time. So both of you say something. Say something nice.
I'm so proud of you. You sure was in the newest Jewish heritage.
You want to say something?
Yes, I can't say anything more than anybody else has said. You're fabulous.
All right, we're gonna say the blessing. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvos v'tzivaru l'idate b'tzitzit. It actually goes this way, sorry, right over his head. Okay. All right.
Just like because I can't do it.
Yeah, okay, now Grace, you want this one? No, the other way, you had it, perfect. Okay. Give grandma's a hug and dad a hug. Okay, wait, Max. Okay.
So boys, when Grandma and Mima bought you these talit, it was meant to be a visual reminder of this very important day in your lives. It's also a way to remind you of the commandments and traditions that are there to guide you into adulthood. When you put this over your shoulder, you are literally wrapping yourself in the memories of the past generations that came before you. We hope it will be a way to feel connected to your faith and the traditions of Judaism.
Okay, so now we're going to turn to page 290. So the prayer book is written to be accessible, ideally. The top right-hand corner has usually the Hebrew chorus, and to the left is the transliteration if you don't yet know Hebrew, and underneath is the translation if you want to know what you're saying. So our opening prayer, Matovu, is from the Torah. Not all of our prayers are from the Torah, but this prayer is from the Torah. And it was a part in the Torah where there was actually a talking donkey and a wizard who were hired to curse the Israelites who were down below in an encampment. And as he walked up the hill, there was an angel, and the angel kept trying to stop the man from cursing the Israelites. And the donkey was more perceptive than the man. And finally, the man realized after the donkey spoke to him, and he stopped, and he said that there was this holy being there, and you need to stop what you're doing. And when then he got to the top of the hill, instead of cursing the Israelites, he blessed them. And he said these words, Matovu ohalecha Yaakov. Let's try that, everyone. Matovu ohalecha Yaakov. Mishkenotecha Yisrael. And that means, how fair your tents, O Jacob, and your dwellings, O Israel. This is the blessing he felt come out as he saw the beauty of the encampment. So please join me in this prayer. Matovu ohalecha Yaakov, ohalecha Yaakov, mishkenotecha Yisrael. We sing that again. Matovu ohalecha Yaakov, ohalecha Yaakov, mishkenotecha together. Ma tovu, ochar lecha Yaakov, ochar lecha Yaakov, mishkenotecha Yisrael. Ma tovu, ochar lecha Yaakov, ochar lecha Yaakov, mishkenotecha Yisrael. Back to the chorus. Ma tovu, ochar lecha Yaakov, ochar lecha Yaakov, mishkenotecha Yisrael. Ma tovu, ochar lecha Yaakov, ochar lecha Yaakov, mishkenotecha Yisrael. We're going to continue on page 291.
Blessed are you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe. With divine wisdom, you have made our bodies, combining veins, arteries, and vital organs into a finely balanced network. Wondrous maker and sustainer of life, were one of them to fail, how well we are aware. We would lack the strength to sustain life before you. Blessed are you, Adonai, source of our health and strength.
Baruch atah Adonai, rofei chol basar, umavli la'asot. We turn the page. The top of the page, we're going to sing this song together. I'm going to teach it to you first. So let's get used to the Hebrew. I'll say it, you'll say it. Elohai, Neshama, Shenata Tabi, Tahorahi. And maybe you recognize the word neshama, that's your soul. And this prayer means, the soul you have given me, O God, is pure. A reminder that we all started out with a very clean soul. We always want to get back to that place. So here's how the prayer goes. Elohai, Elohai, neshama. So let's just do the Elohai, Elohai. Elohai, Elohai. Beautiful. Then neshama is a descending scale. Neshama. Next part. Shenata tabi. Everyone try that. Shenata tabi. Another descending scale. Tehorahi. Tehora. Tehorahi. Let's put that all together. Elohai, Elohai, neshama, shenata tabi, tehorahi. We continue with the reading below.
The soul that you have given me, O God, is pure. You created and formed it, breathed it into me, and within me you sustain it. So long as I have breath, therefore I will give thanks to you, my God and the God of all ages, source of all being, love and guide of every human spirit.
Baruch atah Adonai, asher b'yado nefesh kol chai, v'ruach kol basar ish. Starting on page 291, going through several pages, we chant a list of morning miracles, and each time, after each paragraph, we're going to sing Amen, which means I agree.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lach v'vina l'chavchein ben yom u'ben laila.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam pokei ach ivrim.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam matir asurim.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam sokev kefufim.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam rokah ha'aretz al ha'mayim.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamachem mitzvah degaver.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam malbish harumim.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hanatan laev koach.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamavir shename enai unumame avapai.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asani b'tzelem Elohim.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asani ben chorim.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asani Yisrael.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam ozer Yisrael b'gvura.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam oter Yisrael b'tifara.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kisham mitzvotav v'tzivanu asok b'divrei Torah.
Amen.
Adonai our God, make the words of your Torah sweet to us, and to the house of Israel, your people, that we and our children may be lovers of your name and students of your Torah. We praise you, O God, teacher of Torah to our people Israel.
Baruch atah Adonai hamlamed Torah le'amo Yisrael.
These are things that are limitless, of which a person enjoys the fruit of the world. While the principle remains in the world to come, they are honoring one's father and mother, engaging in deeds of compassion, arriving early for study morning and evening, dealing graciously with guests, visiting the sick, providing for the wedding couple, accompanying the dead for burial, being devoted in prayer, and making peace among people. But the study of Torah encompasses them all. We continue on page 301. Baruch Shemar v'haya ha'olam, Baruch Hu, Baruch Oseh v'Reshit, Baruch Omer v'Yosef, Baruch Gozer u'Mekayim, Baruch Merachem al ha'aretz, Baruch Merachem al ha'briot, Baruch Mishalem Sachar Tov Li'Reyav, Baruch Chai La'ad V'Kayam La'netzach, Baruch Hodeh U'Matzil, Baruch Shemo.
Blessed is the one who spoke, and the world came to be. Blessed is the one. Blessed is the one who continually authors creation. Blessed is the one whose word is deed. Blessed is the one who decrees and fulfills. Blessed is the one who is compassionate towards the world. Blessed is the one who is compassionate towards all creatures. Blessed is the one who rewards the reverent. Blessed is the one who exists for all time, ever enduring.
Blessed is the one who redeems and saves. Blessed is God's name. With songs of praise we extol you and proclaim your sovereignty, for you are the source of life in the universe. One God, life of the universe, praise and glorious ruler, your name is eternal. Blessed are you, Adonai, sovereign, who is glorified through praise.
Baruch atah Adonai melech mehulal b'tishbachot. We continue on page 312. Please rise. Yitzgadal, Yitzgadal, Shemei Rabbah, B'yamad Yivrach Yirotei, V'yamlich Malchutei, B'chayachon V'yamechon Chayedecho Ben Yisrael, B'hagala V'izman Karim, V'yimeru, Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabbah Mevorach, Le'olam U'nemi Almaya, Yitbarach. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudeshah le'ela mikol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata damira mi'alema v'yimaru amen.
Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach,
Baruch Adonai
HaMevorach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, Yotzer or uvarei hoshech, oseh shalom uvarei et hakol, hameir la'aretz, v'ladarim alecha berachamim.
Uvtuvo Mekadesh Bechol Yom Tamid, Maaseh Bereshit. Ma Rabu Maasecha Adonai, Kulam Bechokma Asita, Mal'ah Haaretz Kinyanecha. Titbarach Adonai Eloheinu, Al Shevach Measeh Yadecha, Ve'al Me'orei Or She'asita, Yivarucha Salah. Or Hadash Al Sion Ta'ir, V'nitzkeh Kulanu Mehera Le'oro. Baruch Atah Adonai Yotzer HaMarot. We continue on page 317. O God, inspiration and guide for all, you have spoken in 1,000 tongues for us to hear. In every land and every age, your children have heard you and imagined you in separate ways. And yet, O God, you are one, unifier of humanity.
We give thanks for the sages and teachers who bring us understanding of your will. Gratefully we recall the lawgivers and prophets, the psalmists and sages of Israel. And joyfully we remember that from the dawn of Israel's life, we would turn to you and find purpose.
May the teachings of our ancestors live on in our minds, and their passion for righteousness stir in our hearts. Help us to live so that our daily conduct reveals the beauty and wisdom of your truth.
Baruch atah Adonai, habocher be'amo Yisrael be'ava.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kivod, Malchuto, Le'olam Va'ed.
Please be seated.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha, b'chol levacha, ub'chol nafshecha, ub'chol me'odecha. Ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele, asher anochi metzavecha, hayom al levavecha. V'shinantam levanecha, v'dibarta bam, v'shitecha, v'vayitecha, uvletecha, v'aderech, uv'shofecha, uv'kumecha. Ukshartam leot al yadecha, v'hayu letotafot b'neinecha. Uvtatam al mizdo beitecha, uv'yisharecha. Leman tisteru v'asitem ekol mitzvotai, v'item kiddushim Elohehem. Ani Adonai Elohehem, asher hotzeit yatem me'eretz Mitzrayim, liot lachem Elohim. Ani Adonai Elohehem.
We continue on page 321. Together, sing the song of men and women joined in understanding and respect, the song of God's miracles, an earth protected and cherished, a gift for our children and the generations to come. The song of a land once ravaged by war, now quiet and content, for soldiers home to leave no more, the song of a world redeemed, the song of peace. We continue on page 322 with our song of freedom, Mi Chamocha.
Shim
page 323. It starts on 323, and it goes all the way through 328. So if you're following along and the words have changed, it means to turn the page. And this is a prayer that begins reminding us of our lineage, of our forefathers and our foremothers, and then goes on to our prayer of holiness, of sanctification. So please rise. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi hagi tekilatecha. Adonai, open my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel v'Elohei Leah, Hayel Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanara, Elyon, Kom Yahasadim Tovim, V'Konei Hakol, V'Zoher Chasel Vod V'Imahot, Me'Vigula Livnei V'Neihem, L'man Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Hozer Moshiach Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Abraham, Bezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Michai Kol atah, Rav Lehoshia, Mashiv HaRuach, Morid HaGashem, Mechalkel Chayim Bechesed, Mechayeh HaKol Berachamim Rabim, Somich Zofim B'Alfei Oholim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayehim Emunato, Lishenei Afar, Michamo Chabal Kiburot, Umidam Melech, Melech Meinit Umechayeh, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'leman Atan HaChayot HaKol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh HaKol. We continue in the middle of page 326 with our prayer of holiness. We say the word holy 3 times. Holy, holy, holy. Kadosh, kadosh, kadosh. And some rise up 3 times for that word as if closer to God. Nekadesh et shimcha ba'olam, geshem shimati shemoto b'shmei marom, v'chatur aliyot neviecha, v'kara zezel v'yaman, kadosh, 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 Adonai tzevaot, melech haaretz, kevodo. of 328 together in the English. The people of Israel
shall keep Shabbat, observing Shabbat throughout the ages as a covenant for all time. It is a sign for all time between me and the people of Israel. For in 6 days Adonai made heaven and earth, and on the seventh day God ceased from work and was refreshed.
On the top of 329 is one of our prayers on the Sabbath that reminds us of the rejoicing and the happiness. And if it'll make you happier, you can clap along with me with the tambourine as you also sing in the Hebrew along with me, and we celebrate the joy of the Sabbath. I know I'm going to help over here. Yai Brahmamai Shabbat Shabbat Yai Brahmamai Shabbat Shabbat Yai Brahmamai Shabbat 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 Yismefu Yismefu V'malekutecha Yismefu Yismefu V'malekutecha Shomrei Shabbat Shomrei Shabbat V'korei Oneg Oneg Shabbat Shomrei Shabbat, Shomrei Shabbat, V'korei Oneg Oneg Shabbat. V'kodesh Shvi Shabbat Shabbat, V'kodesh Shvi Shabbat Shabbat. Kol olam yisvehu ve'yitaku mituvecha Shabbat Shabbat. Yai Brahmamai Shabbat Shabbat, Yai Brahmamai Shabbat Shabbat. Yai Brahmamai Shabbat 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 Yismefu Yismefu V'malekutecha Yismefu Yismefu V'malekutecha Shomrei Shabbat Shomrei Shabbat V'korei Oneg Oneg Shabbat Shomrei Shabbat Shomrei Shabbat V'korei Oneg Oneg Shabbat V'hashmi ratzita bo Shabbat Shabbat Ratzita bo v'kidashto Shabbat Shabbat K'chemat yamim oto karata Zecher lemase v'reshit Shabbat Yai Brahmamai Shabbat Shabbat Yai Brahmamai Shabbat Shabbat Yai Brahmamai Shabbat 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 Shabbat. We're going to continue by inviting Carly and Steve Ansell up to the bima for their reading.
On this Shabbat day, as you graciously receive our prayers, help us to hear your call. Grant us enough help to fulfill our duties and the compassion we need to attend to others. Teach us humility that we may perceive our own faults, and grant us the wisdom to be forgiving of others. Give us the courage to be true to our highest selves and the charity to see the best in those around us. Give us patience enough not to become discouraged, hope enough to overcome all fears for the future, and faith enough to know your presence. O source of blessing, look with favor upon us. May our offerings be acceptable to you. We praise you, Adonai, whom alone we serve in reverence.
Baruch atah Adonai she'otecha levadecha b'yirah na'avod. Thank you, Carly. And now we invite up Gina and Greg to lead us on page 332.
For the expanding grandeur of creation, worlds known and unknown, galaxies beyond galaxies, filling us with awe and challenging our imaginations.
Modim anachnu lach.
For this fragile planet Earth, its times and tides, its sunsets and seasons.
Modim anachnu lach.
For the joy of human life, its wonders and surprises, its hopes and achievements.
Modim anachnu lach.
For human community, our common past and future hope, our oneness transcending all separation, our capacity to work for peace and justice in the midst of hostility and oppression.
Modim anachnu lach.
for high hopes and noble causes, for faith without fanaticism, for understanding of views not shared.
Modim anachnu lach.
For all who have labored and suffered for a fairer world, who have lived so that others might live in dignity and freedom.
Modim anachnu lach.
For human liberties and sacred rights, for opportunities to change and grow, to affirm and choose.
Modim anachnu lach.
We pray that we may live not by our fears, but by our hopes, not by our words, but by our deeds.
Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha ulcha na'eh lehodot. We're going to continue on page 334 with our Song of Peace. Sim shalom, tova uvracha, chen v'chesed v'rachamim v'rachamim aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol Yisrael amecha, orcheinu yotzreinu kulanu kehad, ve'or Adonai Eloheinu, Sim Shalom, Tova Uvracha, Chen v'chesed v'rachamim v'rachamim aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol Yisrael amecha, Torat chayim, ve'ahavat chesed, ve'ahavat chesed, u'tzedakah uvracha v'rachamim v'chayim v'shalom. Sim shalom, tova uvracha, chen v'chesed v'rachamim v'rachamim aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol Yisrael amecha, v'tov v'yinecha, v'varich t'cha Yisrael, v'cholit u'chosha v'shlomecha. Sim shalom, tova uvracha, chen v'chesed v'rachamim v'rachamim aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol Yisrael amecha. Before we have a moment of silent meditation, I direct your eyes to page 336 on the bottom right-hand corner of the page, and we'll read this together in English. I need strength, humility, courage, patience, strength to control my passions, humility to assess my own worth, courage to rise above defeats, patience to cleanse myself of imperfections, and wisdom to learn and live by our sacred teachings. Let me not be discouraged by my failings. Let me take heart from all that is good and noble in my character. Keep me from falling victim to cynicism. Teach me sincerity and enthusiasm. Endow me with perception and courage, that I may serve others with compassion and love. May those prayers guide us as we pray silently. time in our service, we're going to open the Ark, and we're going to take out the Torahs, and later on, our B'nai Mitzvah will read from the Torah, teach us from the Torah, read Haftarot, and share about their journey. And as we get ready for our Torah service, I'd like to invite up everyone who's helping me with that. So I'd like to invite up Abby and Jack, along with Gina and Greg. Bring your speeches. And may the congregation please rise. Ein kamocha ha'Elohim Adonai v'nizke ma'asecha malchutecha malchut kol olamim u'memshatecha b'chol dor v'dor Adonai melech Adonai melech Adonai yimloch ve'olam va'yid Adonai oz ve'emo yitin Adonai yevorich et amo v'shalom Ava v'chamim eitiv v'tzodecha et Zion Tili komot Yerushalayim Kivecha levad batachnu Melech Eram v'nisa Adon olamim.
Family and friends, on behalf of my family, I want to thank you for taking the time to honor Maxwell Carter, Griffin Reese, Gina, and me. We cherish your attendance. Boys, it seems like yesterday that Mom and I were in Aruba stacking wishing stones and praying for babies, twins in fact. As we wanted to add to our family, which included our pup Riley at the time, I carefully stacked 5, said the prayer that we recite together when we cuddle, and hope for the best. Well, it seems like the universe heard our wish and blessed us with 2 amazingly beautiful boys. I can still remember being at a lunch meeting when Mom called me to give me the news. I had to excuse myself as my eyes were tearing with the exciting potential of becoming your dad. Through the years, you brought unending smiles to our faces, and watching your growth and seeing you mature has been our greatest joy. Some of my favorite memories are from the countless hours the 3 of us got to spend together, with me coaching you on the baseball and football field, as well as the basketball court. Never forget our undefeated hoop season, our USABL championship, and let's never forget those hills of Cooperstown. Today in the Jewish religion, you become men. Not the ready to shave type of men, but one who assumes the responsibility of what it means to come of age in Judaism. You boys have studied your butts off for the past year, and the hard work paid off as you excelled in every aspect. We couldn't be more proud, and you know Papa and Grandpa feel exactly the same from up above. We're so grateful Mom and I were chosen to be your parents and to help us guide you to the pinnacle of what you'll achieve. We love you to the moon and back, boys, and are so proud of your accomplishments today and every day. We love you.
Mine's a little longer, so I'm sorry. Hello. Boys, I want you to take a moment and a breath and look around this room at everyone that is here in honor of you. This is a day for you to pause and remember all the hard work and sweat equity that went into it to arrive at this very spot. Although Daddy and I are not especially religious, we love the culture and traditions of Judaism, and most of all this MRT community, which has become a second family to us. As a board member and chair of the membership committee, it's an honor to serve at a place that has brought us so much joy. Sharing our Jewish identity with you has allowed you to also feel part of this magic. 10 years ago, we began where we participated in Bagels and Blocks and sat on this bima singing Bim Bam and Tree of Life, which remains our favorite song. At that time, you both fit very nicely in my lap, and Cantor Gabby's voice always soothed you. You marched around the sanctuary with the little stuffed Toros, and a few things have changed since then. For one, you no longer fit nicely in my lap, and I can't pick you up when you start to melt out. Today, you will be carrying real Toros as you enter adulthood in our tradition. Every single one of your teachers has played an active role in your development here, but there is one who stands out. Cantor Gabby, I feel honored to be able to call you my friend We've been through some challenging times over the years, and you have shown us all what persistence and perseverance looks like. You are a force, and I thank you for always caring so much. Max. My baby A, my Maxie Moo, my Maximilian, as Uncle Jeff says, a natural born leader and eager to solve any problem before you. On the day you were born, your Aunt Allie said you reminded her of an accountant. Or someone that would be excellent with numbers. She got that right. Reading at 3, memorizing the state capitals, and exceeding your mom's mathematical ability when you entered 3rd grade, you amaze me and everyone you meet. But I think one of my favorite things about you is how you stand up for what is right. I will never forget when you were in 4th grade and I received a call from a fellow mom at school who said that you stuck up for her daughter when everyone was making fun of her sneakers. Or that time at Camp Pine Grove when the counselor wrote in your recap letter how you were always the first one to help someone when they got hurt. Always the first one to take a knee on the baseball field or the basketball court. This is what matters most, and it makes Daddy and I so proud that this is who you are. Max likes to take charge of a situation. Now, some may call that bossy. I prefer to call it someone who is capable and highly competent. There is no doubt about it, this boy with this old soul has been here before. Okay, now that I've listed your accolades, I would be remiss if I did not mention some of the more less intelligent things. Like that time when you were a toddler and you shoved a piece so far up your nose that we had to go to the emergency room to have it removed. There was also that time that you placed a teeny tiny styrofoam peanut inside your ear and it dropped into your ear canal. Yeah, over to the ENT we go and have it removed. But your trademark, the one we all know you for, it takes the cake, is your 3-year passing out phase. You would cry and get so worked up, holding your breath until you finally passed out. The doctor said it was your way of rebooting, like a computer that needed a break. One time, your other Aunt Allison had to put your head in the toilet to shake you out of it. Okay, we can laugh now, but I can assure you no one was laughing then. I have loved all the quirky things we do together, from making slime and Play-Doh, doing Rebus puzzles, playing pickleball, watching endless ASMR videos, and when I used to beat you in tennis. In our house, we love to say, how you do anything is how you do everything, and everything that you do, you excel at. The last few years in middle school, you've earned a spot on High Honor Roll and in the Honor Society. My life forever changed the minute I held you in my arms, and it's a feeling I can still recall. And I'm so lucky you chose me to be your mom. Griffin, Griffy Griff, DT, G-Dog, G-Money. Griffin, you were born with a smile on your face that said, I have arrived and I am so happy to be here. And that is that enthusiasm that makes you the life of every party. From the beginning, you were always the clown and loved making others around you laugh. In your world, it is always 90 degrees and sunny. You shine from within. From the beginning, you loved your Matchbox cars and anything with wheels. We used to color coordinate those cars and display our favorites. Well, that car obsession served you well because you can name every single make and model of every car on the road that appeals to you. In you, I always had an arts and crafts partner, and you loved to draw and paint. Your creativity and wild imagination inspires us all. You have the same empathy as your brother, and when someone gets hurt in sports, you're the first to see if they're okay or get ice and help them. Your love for sports, and especially baseball, where you have developed into an incredible catcher, amazes me. Watching you with all that gear and helmet in 90-degree heat as I sweat in my sundress on the bleachers and dumbfounded me. If someone asked me to describe you in one sentence, it's this: Griffin Lande is always the one to do the hard things. Whether it's doing stuff around the house that no one wants to do, or walking the dog in the freezing cold, or any odd task, Griffin has a strong desire to be helpful. And I can tell you, this will go a long way when you get married.
Trust.
When I had my surgery a few months ago, you always made sure I had my ice, you held the doors for me, and you would not let me carry or do anything. Even today, when I'm anywhere and you hear a sound of another glass breaking, It's always, "You all good, Mom?" from you that I can count on. You're the first one with the broom and the vacuum, and we get to work. Since I shared a slightly embarrassing story about your brother, it's only fair I do the same for you. When Griffin was 3, we had a play date with one of the girls from his preschool class. The mom and I were downstairs having coffee, and it was very quiet. Now, most moms know that quiet is not usually a good thing. Usually. We went to look for them and finally found them in the shower, together. Now, I can't say for sure whose idea this was, but we laughed about this story for years. Griffin has another slightly strange ritual. Every time it snows, unfortunately he's too old to carry it on, but when he was young, he would run outside, insist naked, and do a lap in the snow, barefoot. Another thing that amazes me is your ability to fix and put together anything from desk chairs to outdoor furniture to any kind of electronic device. You are without a doubt your father's child because you did not get that trait from me. Griff, never lose your sense of wonder and lust for life. It sets you apart because most people would just rather complain. It is so refreshing to see someone that has endless gratitude and understands how truly lucky he is. I used to say to the both of you when you were little, be so happy that when other people see you, they can't help but be happy too. But you both took that message to heart. Those that know Griff know that he likes to dress for the occasion, and he does not care if he is the only one in the room overdressed. A card-carrying member of the Let Your Freak Flag Fly Club. And not ever caring one iota what people think. That he got from his mom. Max and Griff. Perhaps it was the confidence that earning your black belts brought to the both of you, but when we moved to River Plaza and took you out of your old school in the middle of 5th grade, neither one of you missed a beat. You guys made friends that you still have today and acted like you had been a part of that community since the beginning. A fellow boy mom friend once told me that watching your boys grow up and away can feel like the slowest, longest breakup in history. I love you both, and I am beyond words proud of you. Thank you for making me a boy mom. Now I know it's really sad, and I'm really sorry to say this, but you're never going to hear the following 4 words from me. Go study your Hebrew.
Who gets the little one? Max takes the little one. Okay. All right. Everyone come around.
We say together, Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Gadol Shemo. Lecha Adonai Hagedura, Hagevura, Hativeres, Ve'anitzach, Ve'ahod. Kichol Bashamayim Va'aretz, Kichol Bashamayim. Each take one of these off and put it up there. Take this one, put it behind. Al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, ha'olam omein. Al shlosha devarim, shlosha
So this is the Torah, the 5 books of Moses, and we have 4 copies of the 5 books of Moses in the Ark, all exactly the same, written by different people in different centuries. And the one we're reading from today has the pictures in the silver of the 7 species of Israel and the pomegranates representing the holiday of Sukkot. And because it's Sukkot, we're reading out of the cycle, out of the order, and we're reading from the book of Exodus in the chapter 33, starting with verse 10. So for our first blessers of the Aliyah, we're going to call up your grandmas, Raceel and Susan. Where's the paper? You guys come here.
Baruch Hu Adonai Havarah.
Baruch Adonai Baruch Leolam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Havarach Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim. V'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen.
Vayomer Moshe Adonai Ra'ei Atah Omer Eli Ha'am Hazeh V'ata lo hodatani Asher tishlach imi V'ata amarta Yaticha v'shem V'gam atzatachem be'enai V'ata imna matzatichem be'necha Hodieni na et rachecha ve'dacha Laman emzachem be'enecha or ki amcha hagoy hazeh v'amar panay elehu v'hoti lach.
Beautiful. Okay, you guys do the blessing after. Yeah.
What are we reading now? Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher natan lanu Torah emet. V'chayayu olam natan v'tochenu. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen.
All right, someone else wants to hug you. Yeah. For our next Aliyah, we're going to call up Mitchell and Allison.
Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamborach.
Baruch Adonai Baruch Leolam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamborach Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim. V'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen.
Vayomer Elav im ein panecha cholchim al ta'aleinu mizeh uvameh yivada eifo ki matzati chen beinecha ani ve'amecha halav letecha imanu v'niflinu ani amcha mikol ha'am asher al panei ha'adama. Vayomer Adonai El Moshe Gam Ehadavar Hazeh Asher Dibarta Ese Kimatzata Chen Beinai Fedacha V'Shem.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, v'chayei olam natan b'totenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
You did a great job, you guys.
For our third aliyah, we call up your parents, Greg and Gina. And this is actually also your aliyah when they're going to be surrounding you, supporting you, but I'm going to be calling you to the Torah with your Hebrew name as, what did your dad call it, a non-shaving adult in the eyes of Judaism. I like that. Here we go. Here we go. Yamod, Yamod, Yamod habar mitzvah, Gideon ben Mindel v'Avraham, habar mitzvah chazak.
Baruch et Adonai havarach.
Baruch Adonai Baruch le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai havarach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar bani mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
That's your brother. Okay. Right? And that's Arden. Here you go.
Vayomar har'eni na et kevodecha. Vayomer ani avir kol tuvi al panecha v'karati v'shem. Adonai lefanecha chanati. Asher chon rikamti asher achron. Vayomer lo tuchal liro et panai. Ki lo yani hadam v'chai.
Beautiful. Okay. Take a listen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam natan b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. For our next aliyah, we're going to call up your aunts, Tracy and Allison. Was it 10 years ago, your wedding?
Yes.
Yes, I had the honor and privilege of officiating at your wedding, and glad to see you together here today. Not that it was ever in any question, never. Here we go. Baruch.
Baruch et Adonai Hamborach.
Baruch Adonai Hamborach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamborach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Vayomer Adonai hine makom iti v'nitzav tal al hatzor. V'haya bavur givodi v'samticha v'nikrat hatzor v'sakoticha pi alecha adavri. V'hasiroti et kapi v'ra'ita et achorai ufanai lo yira'u. Vayomer Adonai el Moshe pesalecha shni luchotav anim karishonim v'chatavti al haluchot it hadvarim asher hayu al haluchot harishonim asher shibarta.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. And now we call up Lindsay and Jake Ryan.
Baruch Hu Adonai Hamvarach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
V'yei nakom laboker, ve'alitaf aboker el har Sinai, v'nitzavta li sham o rosh hahar. V'ish lo ya'aleh imach, v'gam ish lo ye'ra b'chol hahar, gam hatzov v'avakar o yiru el mu hahar hahu. Vayipso shnei luchot avanim karishonim. Vayishkem Moshe v'aboker vayal el har Sinai v'nitzav kasher tziva Adonai oto vayikra theodo shnei luchot avanim.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Thank you both.
Okay, and now I call your parents, Greg and Gina, up for their aliyah.
Baruch Hu Adonai Hamvarach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Vayered Adonai v'anan, vayatzed imo sham, vayikra v'shem Adonai, vayavor Adonai al panav, vayikra Adonai Adonai el rachum v'chanun, erech apayim v'rav chesed v'emet, notzer chesed la'alafim, nosei avon, afesha v'chata'a, v'nakeh lo yenakeh, pokei avon avon. All vanim v'alvanei vanim, all shileshi v'al ribeim.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
All right, everybody stay close.
And Max, now I call you to the Torah as a bar mitzvah. Yamod, Yamod, Yamod habar mitzvah, Moshe ben Mindel v'Avraham, habar mitzvah chazak.
Baruch Hu Adonai Hamvarach,
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach le'olam va'ed, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Vaymaher Moshe Vayikod arza vayishachu. Vayomer imna. Matzati chen beinecha Adonai. Yelechna Adonai b'kirvenu. Ki am kashe oref hu b'salachta. Lavonenu ulchatatenu unchaltanu. Vayomer hine anochi. Koreit berit neged kol amcha. Ese niflaot asher lo nivreu b'kol haaretz uv'kol hagoyim. V'ra'a kol ha'am asher ata v'kirvo. Emaseh Adonai kino rahu asher ani oseh imach. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah temet v'chayeu lanata b'dochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Pretty great, right? I need Jack and Abby to come help me again. Please rise. Vezot HaTorah asher sam Moshe lifnei bnei Yisrael al pi Adonai v'yad Moshe. Vezot HaTorah asher sam Moshe lifnei bnei Yisrael al pi Adonai v'yad Moshe. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Okay? While the Torah is in our midst, we think of those in our congregation, in our family, in our lives, who need our prayers of healing. And if you wish to turn in your blue prayer book, back to the Torah service. There we go. Thank you. We are on page 371 with our prayer of healing. And I'll start on this side of the room if you have any names you'd like to remember as we pray for healing. Starting over here. You can just call them out. Mary Walker Barron, Rabbi Sally Prezant.
Mike Keller.
Are there any more names? We sing together a prayer of healing. May the source of strength who bless the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing and let us say Amen. Misha Beirach Imotenu Mikor HaBracha Avotenu. As those in need of healing with refuah shalema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen. Please be seated. And now we read from a part of our tradition called the Haftarah. Today we'll be reading from the book of Ezekiel. As Sukkot is 8 days long, there are special readings for each day. And there's what are called the Yom Tov and the intermediate days. So although it's Shabbat, it's considered an intermediate day. So there's a very specific reading from the book of Ezekiel 38. And it talks about earthquakes and the world imploding and then reorganizing. And we're going to begin with Griffin, who's going to be finished up the back part by Max.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar b'im tovim v'ratza v'divreihem hanehemarim be'emet. Baruch atah habocher batorach u'Moshe avdo u'Yisrael amo in v'nviei ha'emet v'tzedek. Ukinati ve'esh evrati dibarti imlo bayom hahu yeh rash gadol admat Yisrael v'ra'ashu mipanai degei hayam ve'ov hashamayim V'chayat hasadeh v'chocharemes haromes ha'adama v'ho ha'adam asher al panei ha'adama v'nehersu heharim v'naflu hamadregot v'chol choma la'aretz tipol v'karati alav l'chol charai Cherev ne'um Adonai Elohim Cherev ish be'achiv tiyeh V'nishpati ito be'dever uvdam Ve'geshem shotev V'avnei el gavish Eish v'gofrit amtir alav Ve'al agapav Ve'al amim rabim asher ito V'gadashti v'no dati le'nei goyim rabim v'avnei ki ani Adonai.
Ve'ata v'nadam hinavei al gog ve'amarta ko amar Adonai Elohim Hineni elecha gog nisi rosh meshech v'tuval v'shovavticha v'shisheiticha v'ha'alioticha mi'arkotei tzafon v'havioticha al harei Yisrael v'hiketi kashtecha miyad somvalecha v'chitzecha miyad yaminecha apio Al harei Yisrael tipo ata v'kol agapecha ve'amim asher itach la'it tzipor kol kanaf ve'chayat hasadeh nithaticha l'okla al panei hasadeh tipo Ki ani dibarti ne'um Adonai Elohim V'shilachti eish v'magog Uv'yoshvei hayim lavetach V'yadu ki ani Adonai Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Tzur kol amim, tzadik b'kol hadovrot, ha'el ha'neman, ha'omer ve'yoseh, ha'mdaber hu mekayim, shekol v'rav emet v'tzedek, al ha'torah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al ha'nvi'im ve'al yom ha'shabbat hazeh, shenatata lanu Adonai Eloheinu, likdusha v'limnucha, l'chavod u'tifaret. Al hakol Adonai Eloheinu, anachnu modim lach, umivarchim otach, יתברך שמך בפי כל חי תמיד לעולם ועד. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh Shabbat.
Amen. Please rise as we return the Torah to the ark. It's Chaim lama chazikimo v'tov mechecha meushar derachecha dachenu bechol tivotecha shalom ashivinu Adonai the Torah, read your Haftarot exquisitely. Okay, this side of the bed, fine.
Yeah.
Okay, and I forgot. He likes the left side. So, and now they've really worked hard to interpret their portion as they've studied, which they will teach us about, and they're going to talk about their process they've been through, and about their tikkun olam, their process and project to help repair the world.
Shabbat Shalom and welcome. Our Torah portion, Exodus 34, is about when Moses met God and remade the Ten Commandments. Moses asked God to see his face, but God replied, "When my glory passes by, I will put you in a cleft in the rock and cover you with my hand until I pass by. Then I will remove my hand and you will see my back, but my face must not be seen." Moses was told to remake the Ten Commandments similar to the first pair before they were destroyed. Moses brought back the commandments and everything was settled. The metaphor is that sometimes you have to have faith in things that you cannot see, and that the most important things in life might not be able to be seen. At times, you feel like you are driving in the fog, and each mile reveals itself one at a time. Sometimes it's actually more important to believe in something before you see it. One aspect of this story is that faith and fear cannot coexist.
Our Torah portion occurs during the Jewish holiday of Sukkot. Sukkot translates to shelters and is the last of the 3 festivals, the other 2 being Passover and Shavuot. The joyous festival commemorates the sheltering of the Israelites in the wilderness. It's a week long and celebrates the miraculous protection that God provided for the children of Israel when they left Egypt. Like Thanksgiving, Sukkot is a harvest holiday, which means the food we eat are seasonal. It's all about fruits and vegetables, and they are inspired by the harvest. If this sounds familiar to you, it's because the Puritans went to Torah to find inspiration for the holiday of Thanksgiving. During Thanksgiving, we think about gratitude and how we should be grateful for everything we have instead of being upset for the things that we don't have. I've learned that the prayer is about saying thank you rather than asking for things. The Torah tells us that in order to be happy, we have to partner with God, and most importantly, that the happiest people are those who are content with their lot.
We began coming to MRT when we were about 4 years old with Mom for bagels and blocks. We continued on and now in our 10th year. This has become a special place for us where we have an amazing community of teachers and friends. My brother and I have so many memories from collecting books to donate to Bridget Books, to walking in the fashion show fundraiser, to cleaning the beaches on Mitzvah Day, spending the time with the elderly at the Chelsea and the Purim carnivals. Sorry, Gabby, for that pie. But we'll never forget our first grade teacher, Miss Millman, who used to call us Irving and Murray because we reminded her of her twin cousins.
We began studying for this day back in November 2021 and technically ended last week. We met with Cantor, Gabby, and the rabbi once a week. We learned our prayers, Torah portion, and the Haftarahs. But most important thing we learned throughout this process is the value of hard work and how rewarding it feels to achieve a goal that you worked so hard for. There were plenty of times that Hebrew school or bar mitzvah lessons interfered with baseball games or other fun social activities. But in life, some things have to be more important than others. For the last year, studying for Torah was the most important thing, as evidenced by the endless times we heard Mom say, "Boys, please study your Hebrew."
Our religion is full of history and culture, but most importantly, it's the rituals and tradition that make it so special. Today marks our transition into adulthood, and in the Jewish faith, it means we have a responsibility to fulfill the mitzvahs and commandments of the Torah. One of the core values of Reform Judaism is tikkun olam, which translates to repair the world. We believe that we are all God's partners in helping make the world a better place, and that there is no act too small. This brings me to telling you about my Mitzvah project. It was based on the importance of giving back and following the advice of the quote, "To whom much has been given, much is expected." I worked with the Blessing Bag Brigade, which is a nonprofit organization dedicated to showing compassion to the homeless. They educate the public and provide important items to the homeless population. Every day, items like toothbrushes and toothpaste or razors can make tremendous impact in their lives. Things that we possibly take for granted can make a big impact in the lives of someone who does not have a home. We hosted a collection at our house where I invited some of my friends to a wiffle ball fundraiser. I asked each of them to bring different types of toiletries like toothbrushes, toothpaste, razors, shampoo, etc. We formed an assembly line and filled over 200 bags. After we completed the work, we played a wiffle ball game with the best umpire money could buy, and his name was Greg Lande. The next day, Mom and I brought the bags to the organization, and they were very thankful. It felt good to be able to help and make a difference in these people's lives.
My Mitzvah project was based on helping out kids with disabilities. This amazing group is called Rally Cap Sports. This group of organizers create leagues with kids who have disabilities to help them play sports just like us. They believe sports have the ability to change the disability to an ability to change lives. I've participated in a variety of sports since I was 4, from being a catcher in baseball to basketball to tennis. There's something really special about being on a team where people count on you. Developing teamwork and learning skills are benefits that will help us later in our adult life. The organization sets up games of softball, baseball, volleyball, and more. I loved participating in the softball games because I tossed balls to the kids so they could get some opportunities to hit. I also helped in the field retrieving balls that maybe went behind the kids or just missed. It all was fun and definitely rewarding. Additionally, we had our friends contribute to Rally Cap Sports when they came to a wiffle ball fundraiser. The money was used to purchase new trophies for the kids. The opportunity helped me realize how grateful I am to be born without any physical challenges. It's also made me more conscious about those who have a disability. The experience was a way of honoring my dad's cousin Danny, who was born with Down syndrome. It's something anyone can do, and I still hope to volunteer more in the future. Now, on behalf of Max and myself, we want to say thank you to a couple of special people for helping us do this whole process. I would like to thank my mom, dad, Cantor Gabby, Rabbi Presan, and of course my brother. We could not have had a better experience. Thank you all for coming, and now it's time to party.
You guys did an amazing job. Have a seat. I'd like a chance to say some nice things about both of you. So, Max and Griffin are very identifiable young men. As a teacher, you learn the names of the students, of the ones you have to speak to the most. And they quickly stood out as, but they also distinguished themselves as people who like to have fun, but the people who were also clearly being raised with a tremendous amount of integrity. And you are truly from a very special family. Your parents have tried to make sure that both of you are both treated as unique individuals, which is not always easy because the rest of the world kind of lumps you together. Which one is Max? Which one is Griffin? Which is crazy because you really are so different from one another. But your parents have always made sure that each of you get what you uniquely need to grow into the people you are. Griffin, I have really been inspired with your work. You've done a fantastic job. You always have a smile on your face, and these kids do a lot of very intense sports, and you went to a lot of these sports camps this summer, and I don't know if it was true, but they described these for me as a Jewish woman, I don't really like running around getting sweaty. But
I lived vicariously through their achievements of such intense work. You claimed that it made you throw up, and it was exactly why I don't exercise. And then after that, you would come to your lessons, both of you. And Max, you have been there, very focused. You're a person who needs less reminding, but you also take on the role of helping everyone, and that can be a big job for a person who's 12, 13 years old. So just remember, Griffin will take care of Griffin, and Max will take care of Max, and Mom and Dad will take care of both of you. So I commend how much you love each other, though. You're very in touch with one another. As a person who has 2 sons, I will tell you that you will see very clearly as you get older that your absolute best friend is each other. And I hope you always remember that you have each other and you need to be there for one another. And keep that at the center of what you do. I've chosen a song for you about who you are, who you're becoming, and these stages in your life: Torah, Chuppah, and Ma'asim Tovim. So Torah is what we did today. Torah, you read from the Torah. Chuppah is something I'm hoping doesn't happen until your 30s. That's when you get married, okay? And Ma'asim Tovim is something I'm hoping will happen all the time, and that's pursuing acts of goodness, which is already happening. Cantor for her twin daughters when they had their bat mitzvah, so she would have a song for twins, because there's not a lot of their songs. And they've both grown up to be terrific young women, and I think singing that song is going to enable you guys to become terrific young men. I'd like to ask the congregation to rise as I bless you in front of the open ark. Jackie and Jack start handing out the treats, while I call upon representatives, beloved representatives from our congregation, John Bloomberger to represent Men's Club, Marjorie Wold, and Ellen Goldberg to represent the Sisterhood. I'll go over to the podium, okay? And let's see, who's going to go first? John, you want to go? John goes first. Okay, John, you go. All right, you guys stand on each side of John or near John. All right, here you go.
So I've known you guys since you were very little, and I have the privilege to call your mom and dad my very close friends, and to know your phenomenal extended family on both sides. So I really just want to say congratulations and great job. This is a small gift from the Men's Club.
Thank you. I hope you guys are going to read it, and there'll be a test on it next week. Thank you, John. We've got another one coming up soon. Okay, we have a sisterhood representative for each child. Okay. So Max has Margie.
Come over here by me.
Okay.
My remarks are pretty, I'm off the cuff. Ellen knows what she said. But I want to say that I was with another couple last night, and they said that they no longer belong to a synagogue. They didn't see the need for it in their life. And I think the Lande family today has illustrated why it's important to have a temple community and why we're all here for one another. Gina and I bonded immediately as twin moms. My twins are 27, but they were B'nai Mitzvah here. And, we've continued a long tradition of twin discussions with each other. And today, you've really done an amazing job. Both of you have done an amazing job. But I remember you at the beach service running around in the sand, and now you really are young men accomplished. It's clear that you work very, very hard. I think we can all really commend both Max and Griffin for the work that they've done today. And it's almost over, and I say nothing. Okay, my turn.
So I've taken a page out of Gina's book, where mine's a little longer. So, yeah, don't look at my chicken scratch. Shabbat Shalom. I am Ellen Goldberg. I wear two hats. I am the co-president of the Sisterhood, and I'm also the Mitzvah Academy teacher, the 8th and 9th graders. So I am fortunate enough to have these young men in my class, and I get to see them on an almost weekly basis. So as a Sisterhood representative to MRT, I am honored to be able to witness this accomplishment today. It's a milestone in their lives. And the women of the Sisterhood are very, very proud that you have gotten to this point. It's just the beginning of your Jewish journey, and we encourage you to continue on. It's really important that you are in Mitzvah Academy, and the fact that you are both a part of Mitzvah Academy shows that you are continuing your education. And that's an incredible thing. It's really important. We also feel that, you're going to continue on to confirmation. And considering the fact that I didn't know how beautiful you guys sang until last night and then again today, I don't think it's going to be the last time that you're going to tell them to go study their Hebrew, because I think Cantor's going to reach out and ask them to help again. I wanted to say also that there were a couple of things that I've known the family for some years now, and I got this warm, loving reaction from both boys very early on. And it was very unusual because a lot of times boys aren't as affectionate, and then as they got older, they continued to be affectionate. And so I just felt like it was very special that they were coming into my class this year, because I was looking forward to getting the hugs that I had always been used to getting. So for me, it just was such a special thing to have that. We talked yesterday about some of the things I wanted to find out from Griffin, like some of the things that we connected on. So we both like ice cream. Vanilla? Okay. We both, our favorite professional sport is baseball. Yankees? And then we both love dogs, our favorite animals. And the most important thing that I found out about both of these guys is that they are really into community service. And they both want to help. And that's what our Mitzvah program is all about, is community service. And last weekend we did a cleanup. And I saw something in these two that I didn't see in most of the other kids in the class. They really cared about what they were doing. And they were out there doing it because, as if, this was so important to them. And I was really, really proud, really proud. I have to say I'm so happy that I know your grandma, Rasil. We have developed a really nice relationship, and I know how excited and proud that she is of you guys today. And your mom, oh my gosh. I've known about this date for a year, because a year ago she emailed me and said, could you please be up on the bima for my kid? So I was very excited to be a part of it. And so on behalf of the Sisterhood of Monmouth Reformed Temple, we have gifts for both of you. It's candlesticks and Kiddush cups. And we hope that you will find a way to use them in your life to celebrate Shabbat and to celebrate the holidays by lighting the candles and drinking from the Kiddush cup. It's really a cool experience to do on your own, like in your homes on Friday nights. So hopefully you will do that. And, well, you'll have the gifts when you're done. So mazel tov to you, mazel tov to you both, and to your family and friends as well. Shabbat shalom.
Thank you, Margie, John, and Ellen. Okay, and now everybody who has a gift of sweetness ready. So you're going to, as soon as our speakers sit down, you're going to toss your gift of sweetness to them when I give you the word. But remember, there are no pro scouts here, okay? And you also want to try to reach the bima, not the back of the head of the people who sit before you. So hang on, all right? Mazel tov. Go ahead.
No.
That's awesome. All right, so after the service, we'll pick those up, all right? So, okay, we're almost finished. If you guys go ahead back over your podium, and if everybody could turn in your prayer book to the Aleinu prayer on page 586, and Max and Griffin, join me at the ark, and everyone please rise. Aleinu l'shabeach na'adon hakol, la'tekedu la'leotzer bereshit, shehudat hashamayim v'yotzei haaretz, u'mashav yekaro b'shamayim b'imol, u'shchinat u'zo begovhei meromim, u'Eloheinu eino, v'anachnu korim, u'mishtachavim u'modim, לפני מלך ואחר המלכים הקדוש ברוך ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו page 592. When I die, give what's left of me away to children and old men that wait to die. And if you need to cry, cry for your brother walking the street beside you. And when you need me, put your arms around anyone and give them what you need to give me. I want to leave you something better than words or sounds. Look for me in the people I've known or loved. And if you cannot give me away, at least let me live in your eyes and not in your mind. You can love me best by letting hands touch hands and by letting children go that need to be free. Love doesn't die, people do. So when all that's left of me is love, give me away. This week in our congregation, we are remembering Ruth Brenner, Maxine Bick, Theodore Canabria, Jim Cook, Charles Cooper, David Doctorow, Frida Elias, Sadie Finkelstein, Dora Friedman, Betty Henkin, Martha S. Kaufman, Suzanne Kretzmer, Miriam Kreidel, Nancy Krupit, Lynn Lowenstein, Roberta Mackow, Robert Recknitz, Renee Schoen, Lawrence Boris Weinstein, Murray Weiss, and Murray Wenig. Are there any other names that you are remembering this week for yard site? If so, please say them now.
Bill Joseph, Abraham Reber.
Any others? We are on page 598, and together we say the Mourner's Kaddish. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbam, v'yalmad yivrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei l'chol beit Yisrael, v'agalal v'zman kariv v'yimru amen. Yehei shemei Rabbam v'marach le'olam u'lmei amayah. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei dekudesha b'rihu. Leila mikol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiram v'alma v'yimru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Oseh shalom v'bramav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Oseh shalom v'bramav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. For our closing prayer, you can put down your prayer books, because this prayer takes a lot of clapping. As Gina said, it was when the kids were little, one of their favorite prayers to sing, Tree of Life, Eitz Chaim. It refers to the Torah. I will tell you that every time we have students who go through this project and this process of becoming B'nai Mitzvah, and they read from the Torah, they do such an extraordinary thing to come up here and lead us. It's truly a tribute to our Eitz Chaim, our Torah, and it makes our tradition that much stronger and ensures that there will be a next generation. So to that, we sing together Tree of Life. It is a tree of life to those who hold fast to it, and all of its supporters are happy. It is a tree of life to those who hold fast to it, and all of its supporters are happy. Shalom, 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 shalom. It is a tree of life to those who hold fast to it, and all of its supporters are happy. It is a tree of life to those who hold fast to it, all of its supporters are happy. Shalom. My thanks to Dr. Peter Isherwood for helping us with the music today. And I wish all of you a beautiful Sabbath, of peace, of rest, of celebration, as we go forth from this, the house of God. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat shalom. Dad, you did this.